Hi, my name is Karen Roberts, and I'd like to speak with you about the importance of finding work-life balance by taking a look at Florence Nightingale and the evolution of the Superwoman. Work-life balance, those words sound so serene and wonderful. Achieving it is a difficult task, but not impossible. That is why this story is so important for new nursing students and students in general to hear. This is the story of Florence Nightingale and the evolution of the Superwoman as it pertains to the importance of women and mothers and families. I think female undergraduate nursing students need to be prepared to not only have a career, but know how to provide continual support to their families and find their personal work-life balance. These students have to be able to tap into their inner strength to live Superwoman lives if they choose and manage the roles of wife, mother, and nurse successfully. Why? Because the world needs us. The birth rates have reduced significantly in the 19th and 20th century, and it is speculated that the better education of women has led to smaller families and the wider use of contraception. There has been a change in family dynamics. Because of the women's movement, the roles of women in the home and in the workforce have changed. There has been a transformation in attitudes and behaviors towards gender roles, divorce, cohabitation, the permanence of marriage, and increased tolerance of blurred gender roles and mothers working outside of the home. The traditional family structure is no longer the norm. The women's movement began a change in the roles of women. It was sparked by Mary Wollstonecraft, right here, who in 1792 published A Vindication of the Rights of Women. She preached that intellect will always govern, and she sought to persuade women to endeavor to acquire strength, both of mind and body, and to convince them that the soft phrases, susceptibility of heart, delicacy of sentiment, and refinement of taste, are almost synonymous with weakness. Florence Nightingale, who was born after Wollstonecraft's publication, sought education and career over family. Florence Nightingale has been exalted for making nursing an integral profession within healthcare, and she is lovingly known as the Lady with the Lamp. She gave breath and humanity to healthcare. The profession of nursing began with Florence Nightingale, even though she was not the first nurse. According to a letter sent from Florence Nightingale to Sir Thomas Watson in 1867, nursing was left to those who were too old, too weak, too drunken, too dirty, too stupid, or too bad to do anything else. The intimate body services done for the patient were considered to be unseemly or immodest for young, unmarried, or well-bred females, especially if they were not a family member. Cleaning and feeding of another person were regarded as domestic tasks performed by servants, and nursing became a profession of compassion and commitment because of Florence. And for Florence, it became a lifestyle and a lifetime commitment. I believe Florence Nightingale recognized the dichotomous challenge women face when managing a career and family. She knew the life she wanted to lead as a nurse, and given her level of commitment to the profession, could not also be a successful mother and wife. Florence Nightingale, although courted, declined marriage because of her desire to have a successful career. Florence Nightingale typifies the strength of women in her dichotomy between having a career and managing a family. She walked around the infirmaries with a lamp in the night, the same way any devoted woman whose purpose was to ensure the safety and well-being of her family or patients would. Florence Nightingale sacrificed having a family because of her commitment to the caring professional duties of the nurse. She cared for her patients day and night, just as a mother should. Get up in the night to walk around the home if she were awakened by a thought or concern. Florence saw her nursing role as a lifestyle. She also viewed the role of a mother as having a commitment to family first, and she could not envision managing the roles of wife, mother, and nurse at the same time. The term Superwoman is used to identify women who are able to juggle family, work, school, and career all at the same time. The Superwoman phenomenon began after the second wave of the feminist movement between the 1960s and the 1990s. It began with women trying to manage a home and a career. It was a time when women struggled with managing the roles of having a career and a family at the same time. And during this time, some stated that family as a cultural value diminished, and people less willing to invest their time and money and energy into the family, they opted for investing it in themselves. The newly independent woman was epitomized by Shaka Khan in her cry, "I'm every woman," and typified by the commercial, "I can bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan." These symbolize the superwoman in their role as they strove for independence. These new ideals brought by the women's movement came with a price. In March of 2013, in USA Today, Donahue stated, "We are the children of feminists who taught us to break the glass ceiling, but none of us knew how deeply the shards would cut." Florence Nightingale described the yearning that many women feel in their struggle to manage family and career. She acknowledged the dichotomy between the pursuit of a career and the family. She so passionately writes, "Women dream until they have no longer the strength to dream. Those dreams against which they so struggle so honestly, vigorously, and conscientiously, and so in vain, yet which are their life, without which they could not have lived. Those dreams go at last. All their plans and visions seem vanished, and they know not where. Gone, and they cannot recall them. And they are left without the food of either reality or of hope." As I read about her and reflected on the role of women in the 1800s and the 1970s and women today, I recognized that her devotion to her nursing career shows her respect for the role of the mother in the traditional family structure and the value of family and the roles of women in their professions. In her writing, Florence Nightingale noted that in every dream of life of intelligence or activity, women are accompanied by a phantom, the phantom of sympathy, guiding, lighting the way, even if they do not marry. Some few sacrifice marriage because they must sacrifice their independence and all other life if they accept that. Nightingale identifies the continual struggle of women of her time in the 19th century, and we continue to struggle with finding work-life balance today. Nightingale acknowledges the internal struggle that women have when she exclaims, "A woman dedicates herself to the vocation of her husband. She fills up and performs the subordinate parts in it, but if she has any destiny, any vocation of her own, she must renounce it in 9 cases out of 10. Some few women, like Mrs. Fry, have not done so, but she is one of the exceptions." Nightingale identifies women who in her time were able to successfully find the work-life balance and continue to keep family as the focus of importance. Elizabeth Fry is known for her transformation of the women's prison at Newgate in England, and her successful work earned her a position on the British £5 note. Fry was able to successfully maintain her role as mother and a wife in her profession. Fry was able to successfully maintain her role as a mother and a wife. The exceptional women of the 19th century that Nightingale identified would be considered superwomen today. These women successfully juggled a career and still held the value and role of the family as a priority. Unfortunately, not all women can be superwomen. Even though they try, they are not able to successfully manage a career and family. The exceptional women that Nightingale acknowledged are women who have successfully achieved the balance between career and family. As a young woman, I complained of feminism and the women's movement, but I think my disappointment was misplaced. Florence Nightingale's writings show how you can choose choosing a career, you can choose a career instead of a family. She acknowledged that she could not do both and noted some exceptional women have and can. The women's movement has taught us that it is possible to find work-life balance. This has opened my eyes to the importance of women putting family first. Thanks to the women and mothers before us, women can and have attained superwoman status. The superwoman can be characterized as a woman who is able to manage a career, take care of herself, her family, manage family obligations, and find joy while doing so. Realizing that the goal is not independence from family or a husband, but interdependence with a family and a husband. I really hope that you have gained an understanding of women's struggle throughout the 19th and 20th, and as we go into the 21st century, as we strive to maintain a work-life balance, and as we continue to make progress in this area. Thank you.